Hello, everyone. I wanted to quickly address something that's been on my mind lately. Recently, I've been receiving some emails that seem suspicious. Well, they are suspicious and they are bad. They offer to help make my YouTube videos more noticeable and improve their quality, but I know they're scams. The danger here is not just that they're scams, but the potential for these scams to disrupt my channel is very likely. I know that my production quality isn't the highest, and these messages are trying to exploit that, but it isn't working. These emails are coming from various sources with different names and origins. I'm currently researching their backgrounds with professionals. One of these entities even left a comment on one of my Katie Joy videos. I was a little taken aback by their audacity to even leave a comment to try to get my attention, to publish it. They got my attention, but not the kind that they thought. As you know, all of my comments go through moderation, but I wanted to use this particular one as an example, which is why I allowed it. If I were interested in improving my YouTube presence, I would ask for subscriptions and likes, work on a membership program, and hire a reputable professional to help with my production quality. I don't need unsolicited advice from scammers on what my videos are like, especially when it feels like an attempt to either extract information from me or out of money. So moving forward, I'll be forwarding all such emails and comments to appropriate authorities who will handle this. I won't tolerate these disruptions. If I ever decide to seek professional help for my videos, I'll do so through my own research and connections and hire a responsible professional. Also, I want to address sponsorships. I know that a lot of content creators have addressed the problematic influence culture on social media and some of the products and sponsorships that come along with supporting these channels. I've received some offers that seem like more like gimmicks than actual sponsorships, especially considering the size of my channel and my reach. It doesn't make financial sense for them or for me to promote products, especially products I'm unsure of, that won't bring in substantial attention, income, but may cause other types of problems, more importantly. Moreover, I'm concerned about pushing products that may be faulty or exploitative, and I'm not interested in misleading my viewers. Remember some years ago, people were pushing a particular brand of appliances. Now, this is mainly on some of the homesteading and home life centered or cleaning YouTube channels. Now, I tend to follow those because I really like learning some level of important budgeting, how people, I learned to can through it because I was able to do research about it outside of it. I learned how to do some important things and not be ashamed of my circumstances and make the best out of what I have. So I found those very positive at that time. And that's a good influence because it really did help. Now, I didn't buy any of the products that they sponsored, but some of the products were the same, from the same company. Now, this company, which I will not address here, did run into a problem. Now, I don't know how many problems it had, but this one was particularly bad because one of the appliances, a certain model, had some issue with it. It was actually short circuiting, it was causing fires and injuring people. Now, well, maybe not injuring people, probably just, but hurting people's property. But I think some people might have gotten hurt from it. Anyway, there was a massive recall. I don't know if there was any other legal action taken against it, but there was a massive recall. And in that recall effort, people were struggling to get their replacement product. Okay, so they sent in this dangerous product back, which is good, but they sent the proof. They sent the proof of the item that they had, and the company was not honoring these things in an appropriate way. They kept asking for the same information over and over again, delaying the process. And probably COVID had a lot to do with some of the delays, but I don't know. I think it was just very poorly run exchange, and people were desperate to get their replacement because they paid money for that. So I wonder if people got this getting the percentage off from some of the influencers. Now, these influencers would not really know off the bat if, say, there was an issue with the product unless they used it themselves, and maybe they just used it for that time, or they consistently use it and they didn't experience problems. But that's the problem with these sponsorships, is because you don't know in the long run sometimes. And some people already know how bad they are and they don't care, and they'll accept the sponsorship and push it because it brings in the income that they need to sustain their channel. I've seen this consistently done, especially with the mental health app or program that's out there for mental health telehealth, and they're inundated with privacy issues. It's not well regulated. And then we have the food kit subscriptions and stuff. And the problem with that, the food quality isn't that good. But more importantly, the workers were being exploited, and a lot of workers who worked here to put together these kits can't even afford the meal subscription themselves. But people still push it because, it brings in money for the content creator to help the content creator sustain their channel. And that's the thing, not everybody can work a normal 9-to-5 job. And I don't think there's anything normal about a 9-to-5 job anyway, but some people use content creation as a way to help sustain their life. And sometimes you have to play a certain role on here. And that's like that in life anyway. We all wear different hats to play certain roles in different areas. But I get concerned about a lot of the influence. And if you go into influence culture in general, people live these seemingly amazing lives when it's not really that way. And it's been exposed by people who are more knowledgeable than I, who've been calling this out for years and seeing the reality of things. And the reality is that if people are pushing that hard enough, they're having a hard time themselves sustaining themselves. And some people already have a level of influence. They have a level of assistance already to help them stay afloat. And they were introduced more to a lot of different other things and interests, and they're influencing that on others, and people feel bad because they don't feel like they can measure up. But that's not true, because everybody has something to offer that is substantial and unique and special. And I personally enjoy people who talk about their interests. I've watched people who've shown their modest homes, to the fact that their modest homes are in areas I wish I could live in, but I can't because I'm tied here to where I am right now. But, it looks ideal. There's a lot of work. You can see that there's a lot of work, and they don't lie about that. It's a lot of work with different types of lifestyle, with different types of things. and to manage a lot. It's very stressful. And they don't mean to make it look like that it's easy, but they talk about how really hard it is to work at these things. And so they want to share how they manage their homes, how they manage the meals. And then, you know, I did that for a while, was to cook my own meals and freeze them, let's say, because with mental health challenges, sometimes I don't feel like cooking. I just want to take something out and reheat it and eat it if I feel up to it. But you know what, though, for me, um, you know, with the issue with storing it and then I forget about it and then I lose interest in it, it's hard for me to do it. I have to keep remembering to cook myself meals, and I cook myself meals. I make sure I make tea or I make coffee or I bake something or I cook a soup, make a soup, do the things that I did when my kids were little, and providing those healthy, interesting meals. And I have to learn I need to do that more for myself because I get great satisfaction and it will help me with my problems around food more. So I think storing away a few freezer items are helpful. And they were helpful for a while, but it's not for me anymore. So of course I grow out of those things, but it's good to know and learn new things that are helpful from each other. And that's what I like about this exchange. But yeah, that the influence culture is just too much because it sends people into despair because they can't keep up, you know, and they feel like they don't have the creativity to make use of what they have and take joy in that. I don't know. It takes the happiness out of creating things out of your own mind and your heart because you've got to buy into having these products to feel like you're in the club, and it doesn't work that way. It really doesn't. Save your money, you know, put it toward enhancing your own life, a class, you know, painting supplies, or to cook some meal that you've always wanted to try. It doesn't have to be a gourmet meal. Go to Aldi, pick up a few ingredients, make it for yourself and treasure that because that's a gift you're giving to yourself and it's self-sustaining, things like that. Okay. Yeah, and if I ever did get the opportunity, like going back to sponsorships, I don't think I could unless I really knew that company because I don't want to bankrupt my viewers. I don't want to say, well, you have to have this. And I don't want some company to have control over that piece of content that I do because it comes from my own head. It's my own material. It's my own video. I don't know. Maybe I have an issue with, I have a control issue there. Okay, so this is about memberships. Now, while I've been gifted memberships on various channels, I don't know why, I don't know how, I just get randomly picked. But to me, I don't see much value in them for me personally. I have the opportunity to do that on my channel. But what would I do? I'd rather just share the content for free on here. And my production quality and what I talk about, what I do, isn't worth memberships. You know, um, I don't even have a vast array of topics. I mean, yes, I talk about panels. I talk about how it connects with certain content creators. But if I had a more established channel and I talked about more things, I would probably do that. And that's what memberships are there for, and having certain types of lives and things like that. But not everybody can afford that. So why would I restrict that behind a paywall? I don't know. I just, And I look at the memberships I have and it's like, okay, thank you, but I'm not getting anything extra. I'm not getting any special insight. I listen to the content creators' content for free. It just seems like it's waste. The gift is wasted on me because there isn't really anything extra in those memberships. I don't get any extra content or insight that I can't already get on their free stuff, you know? I don't know. That's just me personally. But people do creative things on their memberships. They make stickers. They're the first to be alerted to things. That those things are important to people. People have certain content that they don't release to the public that they want to share just for their members because the members take time, you know. They pay for extra material, so people work on that extra material for sponsorships, and that's a lot of work for the content creator, and I understand that, but I don't find them. I don't know. I won't buy them, but I feel like also the gift is wasted on me. That's just my opinion. Okay, now on another note, for transparency's sake, I've been using ChatGPT to help me structure my thoughts and streamline discussions. But the content and ideas are still very much my own, and I don't release any personal information in it. I just find it useful for my communication because I have some issues with that. But it's not a substitute for genuine engagement, obviously, because while I have a structured script, sometimes I'll speak off of that script. I might have an idea that just comes up I didn't consider along the way. There are limitations with using AI for this, but it's really just there to help me streamline my thoughts. And I've been able to teach myself to do that more effectively. And that's helped me with some things that I'm doing in my personal life and my professional life. Now, I am self-conscious about showing my face in videos, but I'm working on overcoming that. I'm not too concerned with being recognized at this point, but it's more I'm self-conscious about the way that I look. And that's just something based on my own personal feelings about myself and things that I've had to struggle with. At the very beginning start of my channel, when I first started, I did show my face a couple of times, and I didn't have there wasn't any negative feedback or anything on it. But I just felt so self-conscious. I took my face away from my own conversation, and I really would like to show my authentic self. So I will do that. I'll work on that. Well, thank you for taking the time to listen to me. I always appreciate it. Now, I've working on a new Katie Joy video. I actually wrote the script for that, and I hope to record it by today and have it out soon. So, once again, I thank you for your engagement. I think that your engagement, whether you like it or not, whether you subscribe or not, whether you like or not, it's a gift to me. It's something I appreciate. And I appreciate you for taking the time to hear what I have to say.